Have you watched your community newsletter disappear completely when a specific board member stepped down? You are not alone. Many associations create beautiful newsletters that depend entirely on one person's skills or software, only to see them vanish when board membership changes. This video will outline how to create newsletters that survive any board transition while still engaging your community. The first mistake boards make is creating distribution systems that depend on individual board members. Mrs. Jones wants a paper copy. Then 5 more residents request some more. Soon you're personally delivering dozens of newsletters each month. Here's a better approach. Create a system that outlives any single board member. If digital distribution is your primary method, stick to it consistently. Be clear with residents that digital is the standard delivery method, and if they want printed copies, they're welcome to print them out themselves using their own resources. Alternatively, if your association decides to provide some printed copies, set up a community Dropbox with a limited number in a central location like your clubhouse. The key is establishing clear expectations and placing reasonable responsibility on residents rather than burdening individual board members with special delivery arrangements. Remember, when you create delivery expectations for one resident, you're creating a system that becomes increasingly complex and difficult to maintain over time. Many boards fall into the trap of creating beautiful, elaborate newsletters that depend entirely on one board member's design skills or access to specialized software. When that person leaves the board, the newsletter often disappears completely. Instead, focus on sustainable content that any board member can produce. Use simple formats like Word documents or basic email templates that don't require design expertise. Clean, readable text with minimal formatting will serve your community better than an elaborate design that can't be maintained when board membership changes. Remember, residents care far more about receiving consistent, valuable information than they do about fancy graphics or perfect layouts. A simple, content-rich newsletter that arrives regularly builds more trust than a beautiful publication that appears sporadically or stops altogether. Develop content templates and recurring sections that any board member can easily fill in. Create a calendar with seasonal reminders that automatically go into each quarter's newsletter. Winterization tips for fall, pool opening procedures in the spring. Build a system where your management company gives the first draft. Then the board makes simple edits before distribution. This process should be documented so new board members can step in seamlessly. For content, balance is key. Include updates on board decisions and community finances for transparency. Practical maintenance advice relevant to the current season. Community news and upcoming events to build connection. And limit rule reminders. For every rule you mention, include 3 positive or helpful items. The goal is creating sustainable content that continues regardless of who sits on the board. When you build systems, rather than relying on individual talents, your communication becomes truly reliable. Your community newsletter shouldn't depend on having a graphic design expert on your board. What matters most is creating a sustainable communication system that survives board transitions and consistently delivers valuable information to your residents. Focus on developing processes rather than beautiful products. Document your newsletter systems so any board member can pick it up and continue. Consider involving your management company in the creation process to further ensure continuity. Remember, a simple newsletter that arrives consistently builds far more community trust than a beautiful one that stops when specific board members leave. Effective, sustainable communication creates stronger communities, and that's something worth investing in. If you found this perspective valuable, we invite you to connect with us. Facebook viewers, like our page and follow us for regular updates. Feel free to message us directly with your questions or community challenges. Instagram viewers, hit follow and feel free to DM us with your questions or community challenges. YouTube viewers, subscribe to our channel and check out the video description for helpful links. Visit our website to discover our thought leadership content, books, and resources that can transform your community management approach. Whether you're dealing with the challenges we discussed today or other community issues, we're here to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.